beautiful day in the neighborhood. Snowy day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Let's see if I'm doing this right. Would you be my neighbor? Well,
Well, it's right.
it's snowing again. I really don't want to talk about snow again today, but I do really want to hear where the bad spots are from people while they got my ear. Um, I we had a memorial this morning. Our hearts are going out. The first black secretary of the Board of Education, Alvina Staley, um, faithful member of the church. Matter of fact, she came to the church after I was on the board. I don't think she came. She didn't come to True Bethel while I was on the board. She, I believe, came after I got off the board, which was probably a good choice. Um, and Alvina leaves to mourn her daughter Kiora, their two grandchildren. But friend indeed. I said today at her memorial, if you wanted to know something, ask Alvina. Alvina knew everything and really had like accurate information. Alvina was the type of woman that knew everything about everybody, but nobody knew anything about Alvina. And so, as Joe Galumbeck says, she will be sorely missed, Alvina. So anyway, when I came out for the memorial, and I have not, when it gets winter like this, I'm like, forget shaving. So I do have a lot of hair. People don't think my hair grows. I got hair.
Okay.
See it?
I do.
You ain't go and get your glasses?
No.
So you just you
Yeah, I'm winging it. I can't see. I got my phone zoom font up and bolded. This
Ooh,
is.
ooh. Well, as you know, I left my phone at home. So after the memorial, I had to run home, get my phone. Um, Give me a little of this lasagna I made last night.
Mm.
Slow cook in the slow cooker. It's right
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
slow cooker. It's
Mm-hmm.
right because the oven you can overcook a lasagna. When you
Mm.
when you cook lasagna in the oven, do you boil the noodles first or whatever the pasta?
Yes, you. I mean, you kind of just take them so they're not done because it's going to finish
Yeah,
in the oven.
you
So
don't have to
just a
do
quick.
any of that
Yeah.
in the slow cooker. You have to do none of that. You just put it in. So it's my first time making lasagna. And now the recipe I was following put olives in it. I was like, oh no,
Oh no, no.
no
No olives.
olives.
I
Yeah,
know.
like, I started to put some olives in like the little corner, and so every time I cook, when the boys sit down to eat, I always say to them, "This is gonna change your life. This is gonna change your life when you eat this." So the oldest one, who's finicky about eating, that little one to eat everything, but that oldest one, soon as he started eating, he was like, "Oh, this is good. Now this is good." I was like, "All right." So slow cooker, but I want to thank the hundred and something people who sent me recipe ideas to cook. And I'm just trying some other stuff. Trying some stuff Sharita Ingram had on something on her page. That's Reggie's, the one who owned Manna,
Mm-hmm.
sister. Listen, yesterday, y'all go to Sharita Ingram's Facebook page. She had something stuffed with smoked turkey and onions, and it was in so it looked so good. I told her for real, send me that recipe. Now, mine's might not look as good as hers, because you know how you, and I think I'd said this before. When I'm cooking, I act like I'm on a cooking show,
Yeah.
and I really, really do want an overhead camera
I
so
told
that
you
you
that's
can
what I was
find
gonna.
it.
I'm gonna get it for you for Christmas because I've seen the setups so you can hook whatever camera you want up and then you can turn it and flip it and
I
yeah.
really want to do, but I want to do it and I want to show my mistakes. Like if you watch all these YouTube channels, they only show their successes. I want to show the mistakes. So we see. Snow, and Mark, can you call them back? Tell them look on the printer and bring me. I forgot what I printed.
Okay.
Snow, and more snow, and more snow, and snow on top of that snow. Now, I wanted to go out, and maybe when I get done, I'm leaving from here, going back to City Hall. My kids are home from school, so I'm probably not going back home. I'm, I'm, I'm probably staying out. I'm probably staying out. I'm going, but I do want to. snowblower before this gets too packed down because a lot of my street, the sidewalks are not done. Now my house is done, but I want to hit some of these, some of the elders, and I don't even know everybody on the street, but if I can get through, the problem is you got a couple abandoned houses that I already have in court. One next door to me, they don't come, they don't shovel. They started working on the house, painted half. When I say painted halfway and then stop, I mean for real, painted halfway. Don't shovel. And I'm a good neighbor. And if I take my snowblower out, although I have a service that does mine, I realize everybody doesn't. So if I bring my snowblower out, I will do it, but I don't appreciate doing it. Now, I'm okay doing seniors. I'm okay doing women in the house by themselves. I'm okay doing all of the driveways of people who are sick. I'll do that on my street. I'll do it. But I think when you spent this money on this house, you ought to come over and do it.
Agree.
I'll even do empty lots because I'll do empty lots. Like, because so that people,
Right.
and especially kids, can walk down the street. I don't want to, but I'll do it.
And it's not just kids. I think the other tragic thing is when, like, I've gone
Thank
down,
you.
like, Jefferson and stuff like that, and the people waiting on bus stops or walking somewhere, they're literally walking in
In the
one of the
street.
lanes of streets, and that's a
That's
travesty.
really, and I'm afraid. Like this year, I don't know what's happening with me with driving, but I am petrified of sliding now, so I'm really driving really, really slow.
Because you ain't got that big body truck.
Yeah, but my car is all-wheel drive,
know.
and it's good. Like I don't get stuck. I just pulled up and it's really not that. I would be like that. I've seen so many accidents.
Oh, yeah, it's
you
crazy.
don't know what's black ice. Here's the second problem with my car. When I take my foot off of the gas,
Stop.
it starts to stop. So it's not like I got to go into the program and tell it to stop that for the winter and just have to stop it myself because I'll start spinning like
Right.
all the time. So I'm messed up. But the people walking in the street is the most dangerous thing. But what are you going to do? Because if I'm walking, and so folks, we had the Public Works before the council, the commissioner, this week. You can go back on Buffalo Common Council Facebook page to see it. We had him in front of us on Tuesday, and asking him about what we're going to do and why. He answered a lot of questions. I asked him, why don't we have smaller vehicles to do these dead ends? Because I didn't realize we had so many dead ends, like 200 and something.
Yeah,
was it
200 plus.
200 plus dead ends. And then what he brought up a point about some streets being horse and buggy streets, basically designed
Right.
before there were cars. And so they didn't have that wide enough where you can get a big plow. And he's saying that the smaller plows can't push that amount of snow to clear out a street. So I was educated on it, but I did also say then we need to start those smaller streets earlier.
Right.
So you can knock them down. And it did come up about everything you all said to me the other week. If it didn't come from me, it came from a colleague. So it has been talked about. And the fact, now this is what I was really surprised about, is the one block club leader that was on the call said, ticket these cars that won't move. I was really surprised to hear her say that, but I agree.
I agree too. There's another block club, the Jam Block Club, Jefferson, Adams, Madison, and Monroe. They feel the same way.
To just ticket 'em.
Just ticket. Like if they don't want to move, ticket them. Because if we're adhering to alternate street parking, everyone should.
Yeah, because you can't clear out the street.
Right.
And you can't, and I don't know if we have, these plows have hit a lot of cars this winter. It was on the news last night.
Did you see the one where and I saw it on Twitter, and it was the plow truck that took out all of the sanitation totes?
No.
And so somebody was like, I'm thankful that they're coming down my street, but they've took out every tote. And then Public Works tweeted back and was like, yeah, he gets 1 point for trash cans, 2 points for recycle, like as a joke.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
was
good.
like,
Well,
yeah.
it's good that now I want to say this, and then I'll talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. the communication, because we did ask, you need
Yes.
to step up communication.
Absolutely.
My phone didn't buzz so much.
I didn't sign up for Buff Alert.
See,
I
I signed up, and I'm thankful. Like, you can't say in one way, we need you to communicate more, and then when they do go, oh, this is enough. Nope. I look down, I see it. I look, they did send out saying you must observe. We observing alternate parking. You got to move your car. Now, it was a car up on sounds so old. Up on Maston, down after you pass City Honors. I think it's a little Mustang. Been there from last storm, covered up from last storm, and now you see tickets on it. Now, it looked like it must have got disabled, but whoever was driving the car, you got to come back. You call a tow truck.
Absolutely.
Because that car will now be impounded, and then you're going to have you're going to have to get it back. You're going to have the tickets on the car, which they've already ticketed. I don't know if they moved it this morning. I hope they did. But then you're going to have tow charges, and you're going to have storage charges.
Yep.
And then you're going to be calling the council member going, this ain't fair. No, you should have called when it needed to be moved. Folks, you have to move your car. You cannot leave it on that side. So I do want to say that the communication, and if you have not signed up for Buff Alert or whatever it's called, do that. If you want to know what's happening during the storm. And so the commissioner of Public Works, his department, and whoever is doing this really stepped up these alerts, letting you know that they were starting on the side streets. I did get a text from somebody in the state that the state was helping the city to clear main roads, and I believe the county was helping the city. So that then frees up the city to hit these side streets. Now, the problem, if you've got a car, and I brought up about them hitting, the city's going to have to, more than likely, let me not speak it, but it is. we hit it, we pay for it. But actually, and I keep telling people this, that we don't have an insurance company. The city is self-insured. So when we have to pay the claim, really you paying the claim. The tax dollars are paying it. And we should pay the claim. But here's the deal. You dag on if you do, dag on if you don't. If the street is narrow and they bring the bigger plow down, you still got to be careful. But what happened in one, it was ice on the side. The plow goes up on the ice, slides it off a little bit, and it hits like 2 cars or something like that. Really, the people who were in the news weren't outrageous. They weren't outraged. They were like, yeah, they hit our car. We're going to put in a claim. Those things do happen. But if this is going to be the new normal, this city, we've got to get more prepared. And that's why we had Public Works come in, tell us what the problems were, tell us what they were going to do. But if another storm is on the way, and I know they're now cleaning out all those big corners.
Yep.
But let me finish 2 things. If another storm is on the way, and bus stops. Okay. I have to put it out there, 57. If another storm is on the way, and even if it's not, when this one stops, and I think we're over it, now the city has to concentrate on cleaning up what is there. We can't wait on Mother Nature and hope that it'll get warm and it's going to melt. They've got to get the corners out. They have to clear out those corners and the big mounds of snow and get the streets as close to the pavement as possible in the next few days. That to me is just what has to happen, because right now, and I think it's part of global warming.
Yes, absolutely.
We're starting to get hit again. And we had years where we didn't, and the Almanac and meteorologists, everybody said that this was probably going to be a rough winter. So I'd like to see, and this is Darius, I'm not saying, I'm just thinking this. I would really like to see where we utilize our other partners in government when the storm stops and say, help us to clean up the city. And utilize our state folks. I mean, to me, this is urgent need. And I'm going to say why I think it's urgent again, because of young people needing to go to school. These kids do not get on the remote learning. Many of them don't. Some of them can't. We have to take this as an emergency and clean the city up. Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say, so I was actually in McKinley High School the other day. and two things about two different things.
Mm-hmm.
One was as I was coming around trying to find some place to park. I looked on the other side of the fence was a dead end street, and I did see Department of Public Works clearing out the dead end
Mm-hmm.
and loading it on the truck. Because then coming down Elmwood was the dump truck with snow in it. So I was like, oh, okay, they are actually
Yeah.
out here clearing. The second thing was about the education piece. So I'm in there around dismissal, and there was a ton of students coming through there saying, I need my laptop for remote. So I think we talked about that before. They were actually preparing at least this time in case they had to go remote, because these kids were coming in by the droves, and you could hear the staff saying, "Are you here for your laptop? You here for your laptop?"
Where was that at?
This was at McKinley.
Okay.
So they were, I guess it's getting better and being prepared for like, hey, there's a snowstorm pending. Let's be prepared if we need to shift to remote.
Yeah, Buffalo Public Schools did handle this, and even the last storm, because they said take your stuff home. So, and this is a part where the community has to play a part, and that's why I say utilizing these social media platforms help put that kind of information. They were saying make sure the children have their laptops. Da da da. As far as where one of my kids go, all the teachers have been on. And so he's been doing gym right in the living room again. So they have been, but there are some schools like my other son who they're just out.
Yep.
I couldn't just out. They don't have remote. And so bus stops. I learned from Public Works this week. I really didn't know this. Betty Jean Grant also, she texted me. Her and her daughter were out cleaning bus stops. Now, when I agreed to have this bus stop outside, I didn't know I was agreeing to clean it too. So the bus stop is the responsibility of wherever it's in front of.
Yeah, the property owner.
Yeah. Although it's not on, some of it might encroach the property, but this is the wild thing to me. It's really on the portion of the city, like, that front part, because the city will say, well, this belongs to us,
Yeah, the city right away.
The city right away. Till it comes to cleaning up the bus stop. Now it's and I got it. So I want to say thank you to Betty Jean Grant, her daughter, and We Are Women Warriors who were out there. And I've instructed our staff now to have whoever cleans our sidewalk to clean the bus stop too, because somebody, I think Daphne said on Facebook just now, she talked about the children being out there, and that's a big deal. Ashanti South says, I've seen 2 plows today, but not putting down salt on the roads. The roads are going to be icy.
And I can speak. So the reason why you can't put salt down is because it's 18 degrees. So you really want more snow. You really want to leave the residue of snow. If you put the salt down and it melts in 18 degrees, it's going to turn to a sheet of ice.
So you got it right from Mark. And I think Public Works has told us that over and over. So when you don't see them putting down salt, it's because the salt is going to make it worse if the temperatures are not correct. So that's good to tell people. That's really good. But what I am glad is Ashanti saw a plow come down her street twice.
Exactly.
Now,
and there was a buff alert, because now they're also sending it to our city emails that that they did switch from mains to secondary roads, I think about 10 or 11 o'clock this morning.
Yep.
So you still should start seeing them hitting the side streets over the course of the last few hours.
And another thing that came up out of that meeting this week is the desire to put a GPS on all the trucks and make it public so that you will be able to see for yourself when there's a snowplow in your area, or if a snowplow, when people say, I haven't seen a truck. Sometimes that's not true. It's just they haven't seen it. It didn't mean that the truck didn't come. Because once you clear it out, like last night, if it keeps snowing, and then you look back out the window, it's like, oh, nobody came. And they may have, but facts will be facts. And if you're able to trace it, now you can really say, look, no truck came through. But if you're able to look and see that a truck came down your street at 1, truck came down at 4, information is powder.
You think about that snow.
Information is power. Oh, Sharita's on. Sharita, didn't I ask you for that? And it's spelled for you all to know Shretia, Ingram. Look at her Facebook page and what she cooked last night. Somebody said driving as we age is different. Riding with my 23-year-old daughter reminds me how we fear less in our 20s versus 50s. You preaching. Because when these young people be going around me all fast and I'm like, you gonna be in the ditch, you know? I think I talked about this before. My favorite commercial, the insurance commercial where he trying to get people like my age to not be their parents.
Oh, yes.
I love that.
them.
But the funny thing is the stuff they be saying, I say. Like, such and such in produce is really good.
Well, you know, so here's my funny one that they started running, of course, because of the football season, is the one where they're in the parking lot.
Yes.
Everything they say in the parking lot is me. How much money do they make in parking? And then literally, I am the one in the parking lot like, so we going to leave in the third quarter.
If we lose, listen, we do this even in church. I should not tell. Yeah, I'm going to tell it. So when we go to convention, Monique and I, and Mark knows this because they see, when it's at the end, because I don't like doing all the handshaking and talking and hobnobbing and where we going to dinner. I'm going to already be at dinner by the time, when they say that benediction, we like beeline it out of the door. I ain't want to tell that part. we stay.
And if God...
When that organ say, and they come back down, I start looking at Monique like, let's go, because you already know the restaurant's going to be full. Oh, shoot, boy, we be in there. And we like 5 from the front. We 5 from the front. I'm looking at exits. If I go over to that exit, is that going to take me to the steps?
Oh, man.
Sandra Scruggs on Facebook says, those are my favorite commercials. Daphne says, exactly. That's hers, too. She said mine, too. Eileen Johnson say they definitely drive much faster and too close to other cars. Lord, y'all preaching today, because I'll be in that car. Now, I ain't going to tell y'all no story. Today, somebody was driving so crazy, and you know when you get to a corner, you got to come to the stop sign. You have to slow down earlier or else you're going to slide through.
You slide right through.
I'm so old now that I'm sitting there. If you coming up, I got to make sure you're going to stop.
Yep.
Guy didn't stop. I was so angry because he looked at me like, oh, my bad. And I'm just like, this is not, oh, my bad. Y'all got to slow down.
So I ain't going to lie. I'm that guy. I'll be approaching, and as soon as I feel my tire go, I'm like, well, honk the horn and go right through.
Okay, I won't. If a car is there, I try my best to stop. So let me tell y'all this story, and then I'll get back to. I was coming to church Sunday, and Monique was coming out of the house behind me. So I'm driving, and the snow was still, still wasn't cleared up that good. Mm-hmm. Guys at the stop sign. And I'm just sitting there behind him, and he's not moving.
Oh, no.
Now, I'm too close to just go around, so now I got to back up, and I'm blowing. He ain't moving. I see him fiddling around with something. I'm thinking, come on. So I go around him. I'm mad. I'm like, I got to get to church. As I was driving, it occurred to me, Darius, what if he's having a health situation? And I so I called Monique. I'm like, hey, where you at? So she was maybe 4 blocks back. I'm like, hey, I should have stopped, but I just thought it was somebody just sitting there. I said, but this man was sitting in the car. If you get there and he's still there, knock on the window and see if you're all right. So when she pulled up, he had just started pulling off. So I don't know. To me, it looked like he was looking in his glove box. But, yeah, okay, I ain't going to go into pet peeve Friday, but the streets are already narrow. Mm-hmm. If you got cars parked on your side and only one of us can fit, and I stop to let you come, although the obstruction is on your side, it's okay to wave.
Yeah.
It's okay to say thanks. But don't act like I had to. Like, looking at me like I'm short.
You feeling froggy? Go
I'm.
ahead, jump.
It's because this is ridiculous. Like we gotta. Okay. So yeah, I think we drug out the snow.
Yeah, I was
enough.
ready to say. I have a well. While you change the subjects, I have a very jovial question to ask. You ever have so many TV options that you spend more time searching than actually watching whatever you found?
No, like because of how much is on TV.
No. So like, we got a Roku device. So you got Hulu,
Same thing,
you got
yeah.
Spectrum, you got all
Yeah.
these services. The other night, I was sitting and I was just like, I'm looking for something good to watch.
Yeah.
And speaking of, that's why I called you last night to tell you about that terrible recommendation you gave.
You
But-
don't like anything because you don't
No.
really understand art and acting. But go ahead.
Listen. So anyway, I'm just flipping and I'm going from app to app and I'm like, I spent
No.
over an hour looking.
I don't have that problem
Oh, I was
because
just
I
saying.
have certain things I watch, and I am binge watching something right now that it has 9 seasons,
Oh, jeez.
and I've never heard of it, and I'm on season 2.
Well,
I'm
what
on
you be doing this
season
weekend?
2. So tomorrow I'm getting up early and do everything that I have to get done, all my washing and whatever I got to do, and then I'm going to binge watch again. Now, I gave you several good recommendations. You don't like any of them.
Neither. So I watched. I did what you said.
You got to watch 2 episodes.
I watched 2 episodes, and to show you, I watched 2. It was the first episode was about the black girl.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was about the couple sitting next to her on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And after I watched both of them, I spent an hour and a half going, I have no idea what I'm watching.
You have to keep watching because it all comes together in the end. So I'm not a suspense person either. I'm a comedy guy
Yeah,
or a
me too.
quirky comedy guy.
Yes.
I'm not just straight comedy guy. I like a quirky comedy. I like So when I found this show, and I'm not gonna say it, I don't want nobody to judge me.
Yeah, 'cause-
When I found this show, I'm a Netflix guy.
Yep.
I'm a Netflix guy. But I did find something on Spectrum Originals the other day that was really good. No, that's the one. Was that on Spectrum?
That's the one you told
okay,
me.
Yeah. Okay. So, no, I don't have that problem because I get into a group. Now, I do watch, I'll tell y'all some of the stuff I watch. I do watch 90 Day Fiancé, which you don't watch.
Mm-mm.
That's where people meet somebody overseas. They got 90 days to get married.
And now they got a variation about 90 Day Fiance off the grid. I was like,
Look who knows.
No. I was watching. They kept running a commercial all the other day, and I was just like,
Yeah, I haven't watched that one. I just watched Love After Lockup. I do watch that, and I am watching right now Love During Lockup. And there is a young lady on from Buffalo, by the way. There is a young lady on. So now I'm really watching it. And it makes me mad because she got ready to get into a fight last week or something. She ran out the door, and then it went off. Anything that's got Buffalo in it, I'm watching.
you were all in.
I'm all in. I don't care whether that's including sports. The only sport I'm not watching with Buffalo is hockey. I just can't.
I can't do this.
I feel cold watching it. I feel when you watching hockey, and I know somebody like, well, why are they joking around so much? Because it's cold outside. And everybody just need to laugh.
That's what I was saying. I had to
Everybody need
change
to
the
laugh.
temperature.
Yeah, everybody need to laugh. Everybody y'all sitting at home. You may as well just relax. Just need a chance to laugh.
Your best friend clowning you.
Who is that?
The council member.
What did he say?
He said, I'm judging you, LOL. And he said, Love After Lockup. What?
Oh, mine stopped moving. Yeah, Love After. And I'm telling y'all, if you look at this current season, it's called Love While in Lockup. But you get it off the Love After Lockup, and it's a girl from a woman from Buffalo on. Couple people from Buffalo on. Couple people. And you want to know the bad thing? My wife knew every one of them. She knew half the people. She's like, that's such and such sister, and that's such and such. So I do watch that. And Rashid, you could judge me all you want to. I'm still gonna watch that. Daphne said there's way too many good shows and platforms. We are on overload.
That's what I'm telling you.
She said Ozarks. Now I tried to start watching Ozarks, and I don't know. I got to go back and look at it because it is one of the top on I think Netflix or something like that.
I don't even know what it is. Like you said, when I get on, our days are so stressful. So like, I just want to get home and laugh.
And that's honestly, that's why I don't watch. Now, what I can't watch after I get off work or something, I can't watch no movies about people being enslaved.
Oh yeah.
I can't watch no civil rights movie. It's hard. I don't want to see a documentary. I can watch that kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It takes a lot. I have to know it's good. I have to know because I can't do it. I can't do it. When I get off work, I'm like you. I just want to laugh.
Yes.
And now I have found, and I didn't notice. I told Monique this other day, because Monique works in a certain place where she has to work late a lot. I took up cooking, and it was supposed to be every other week. I haven't stopped. I think she did like 3 days, and I told her I didn't know it was so therapeutic.
Absolutely.
When I say
Absolutely.
the other day I was stressed, I'm not kidding you, and I already had food prepared. I started preparing the next days while we talked in the kitchen.
Wow.
And now that I have my new food processor.
Did you name it?
No, that's not the food. The juicer.
The juicer is what you were looking for.
Juju.
Right.
Juju. That was that was a suggestion from social media. So we've been juicing up. Is that ain't no drug word, is it? Juicing up.
It's more used for like steroids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought so. We haven't been juicing up like that. She been juicing ginger and apple and my stomach was tore up from the flow up the other day.
That ginger?
And she was like, I didn't know you could juice ginger.
Oh, absolutely.
So she said, I'm telling you, my stomach, because I think I told you this. I had some cereal.
Did you really?
And you know I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh.
But I had the cereal, I think it was last Saturday or something, because I wanted to try out the new bowl that I have.
What?
No, this is the truth. I have the coolest cereal bowl you ever want to see. There are 2 layers to my cereal bowl with a slide. So what you do is in the big part, you put your milk and you start your cereal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like soggy cereal. So there's a second layer. And when you finish eating your cereal on the first layer, you just put your spoon and bring down your fresh cereal on the slide. It reminds you of a pool with like a slide that you go up and you keep all your cereal up on the top. So I wanted it so bad. And then I forgot to take the lactose pills. I'm talking too much on this thing. But anyway, stomach tore up from the floor. So Monique is like, oh, I got something for that. And she made ginger and applesauce. What?
Somebody said you got a shopping problem.
No, these are gifts.
Wow.
When people ask me what I want, my mother bought me the food processor, although I told her exactly which one. I wanted the 16-cup or 14-cup Cuisinart because I did the study. So she made the ginger. I've never had raw ginger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. It took my mouth went on. I was like, oh. So I just drunk it down, but 20 minutes later, I was all right.
Oh, yeah.
So the cup I got off of some quirky website. I want to say, what is Etsy? Is that
That's a little like shopping website.
Yeah,
that people
I think it was from Etsy. And then once you get one thing, then
yeah.
That's why I miss so many emails because my email is full of junk.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, Shuki says love ginger. Y'all can have the ginger.
Ginger will change your life.
That's what I'm gonna say on my cooking channel. It'll change your life. But I'm gonna give the people. I'm not pretending that I'm making up these recipes. I'm not that guy. So I'll tell people which website I got it from.
Absolutely.
And yeah. So that's how I'm gonna do mine. Tell me how to do the cameras. Send me something next week.
Okay.
I might do it. I'm telling you, I always dreamed of it. My favorite is Poshmark. I think I did order. It might have been Poshmark. It wasn't no Etsy. I think it was. I don't know. Anyway,
I didn't even know Poshmark had like appliances and stuff on it because I go on there looking for accessories and certain other items because you can find it for the cheap.
Yeah, I only used it once. I think for my cup. That's it. Here's the question for you. Do you ever get on YouTube to find one thing and then end up like there for a while?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's my weakness.
And if you watch the Netflix special about social media, it tells you do not click on the suggestions because it is the algorithm that keeps you
bad.
keep going.
So I'm watching this comedian yesterday, and he's walking up to people in like a Walmart. These guys are crazy, and he's saying stuff while looking at them, but then saying, "I'm on my phone."
Oh yes, I've seen.
And that's not funny. Funny Marco, I've seen do that.
Okay.
But this is somebody, I got it off of somebody else's, Carlos, somebody, Carlus. I've been watching him. But so he didn't say who the guy was. Little chubby, light-skinned guy. He reminded me of Don Allen. He looked like Don Allen. So I was like, if Don Allen was around, he wouldn't do that. But so he walks up to this woman. He says, oh, this is not funny, but it is funny. Hold on. He said, now you know you're too big for them clothes. And honestly, the clothes was so tiny on her. She turned around. She said, what? He said, no, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone.
Oh,
I sat there watching this thing a half an hour.
Oh no.
Because, and I know you, those of you who so deep, you're like, oh yeah, please laugh a little, live a little.
Please.
Oh gosh.
Oh God, that is hilarious.
So I watched that, and I got some of my favorites that I have to just look and see if they have it on.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a few.
Yeah, because so now the one on the social media I really like is the guy that'll walk up next to you on the phone and he was like, "Yeah, you want that smoke? Yeah, I'm sitting in Walmart on aisle this, that, and the other." And then he describes the person next to him.
Right, like he'll say like, "Yeah, I'm right here with my cousin." Right. That's the one you're talking about. That's Funny Marco.
No, he doesn't say he's with his cousin. He'd be like, "Yeah, nah, you want that smoke? We'll come fight." I'm in Walmart.
Oh, and then he describes the other person
next to him.
Like,
yes.
I got on a green jacket.
Right.
So he'll do that. And the other one I've seen him do where he's on the phone or playing like he on the phone, and he like, no, come on over. I'm in this aisle. I'm here with my cousin. And he got on. So I've seen it both ways. When I tell you laugh out loud stuff,
yes,
folks, we got to live. We in this. We in this. Did you see the one Daphne says where they were taking pictures in Target? I did see. Oh, if it's the one where they were taking pictures with strangers. Like one guy I saw last night, and so he would walk up to a couple, and he would say, yo, man, to the man, could you take this picture for me? And then the man would be like, yeah, thinking he wanted a selfie of him. And then he would grab the man's woman.
Oh, no.
And some people, like almost everybody's like, man, is you stupid? Get off of her. I was like, somebody's going to get punched in the face but they're making money. This is what some people don't understand. The more people you get to subscribe and like to your channel,
yes,
and if you monetize it, some of these people, one guy who only had a few thousand a couple years ago has millions now. He's riding around in a Maybach. And just bought a house for him, all of his children. He got like 8 kids by several different baby mama. But when I tell you this house, oh my! Who is the guy? He does skits.
Guess he walking up and hugging the right woman and taking pictures.
Well, let me tell you, I respect the reason. No. He does skits. This guy I'm talking about does skits.
Oh, okay.
And oh gosh, he right on the tip of my tongue. He bought a house this house is nice. He had it decorated for every one of his kids' personalities.
Wow.
Took them all through. He does different skits, like one skit, he's an old man, one skit. So he has all these different characters. According to him, he hired the mothers of his children. So they're characters on the show. And he said it was easier to give them money than to pay the child support.
Everyone is saying Country Wayne.
Country Wayne. I ain't the only one. Thank y'all out there. Nita Dixon Sawyer, Angela Prim, Shuki, Country Wayne. So I saw an interview where he said, because I was like, who is all these women? And it's hilarious, some of the skits. And when he said, shoot, I hired my baby's mother. Yeah, he says Jesus is popping. So that's like one of my favorite. I check. This is bad to say, but it's my downtime. So I check almost every day now because I don't want the alerts. I don't want no alerts on
Right.
my phone. None of that. The city's alert is enough. So I'll check and just see if he's updated. So that's my vice. That's my vice. That's all. So anyway, I guess I can move on. Did you hear about this teacher in Williamsville that was suspended for giving homework, and one of the answers on it was Mexicans. So it was like you had a word and then other words that you connected. Mexicans and ugly,
I did hear about this.
Americans and pretty. Well, in today's paper, it says they have suspended the middle school teacher who asked her students to translate into Spanish the phrases Mexican and ugly and pretty and American. Oh, no, they were translating. I'm sorry. The Williamsville School Board placed, I'm not going to say her name on air, a middle school foreign language teacher on indefinite paid leave, according to agenda from its January 11th meeting. The document doesn't say why, blah, 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 blah. That was just dumb.
Way dumb. Like, when you were even creating that homework, and what even crossed your mind to say,
Yes.
this is what's going to be. Mexican is ugly. Like, I don't, the mental capacity to even do that.
Yeah, you
I
should.
can't even fathom.
You need a different job. You just need a different job. Ashanti says their history. Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah. She says Buddy is my favorite. Buddy. Okay. Everybody who's on and doesn't understand, I'm just gonna say. But Buddy is something else. Let me get some of these other comments. I'm missing all kinds of comments going. It really helps the immune system. Oh, she's talking about ginger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a whole lot of ginger comments.
Yeah, y'all can have it. But I can have it like in doses. And I know, I mean, it settled my stomach, so I'm not going to complain. Okay.
And ginger ale growing up, like in my household, was like Robitussin. So,
What, ginger ale?
Ginger ale.
Oh, ginger ale, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys like
That
Robitussin.
didn't even have a whole lot of ginger in it.
Right.
If it has any ginger in it. Does ginger ale really have ginger in it?
Doubt it. It's more like probably just flavoring. But
Because you're right. In a African American household, I can't speak for nobody else because I've never lived in another culture. An African American household, if your stomach hurt, you get ginger ale. If you're vomiting, you get you a little warm ginger ale.
That's it.
What else is it? What else is a staple in our households? Ginger ale. I'm gonna say this. What's the Vicks Vapor Rub? Yeah. You gotta put Vicks on your feet, and then you gotta put socks on your feet. I ain't doing all that.
No, I ain't gonna lie. The Vicks on your feet with socks, and if you have a fever, a potato on your feet.
Oh, I ain't never heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you grow up in the South somewhere? What, you grow up in Mississippi?
No, actually. So what's funny is I never knew about it growing up. It was when I had my kids, and somebody said, like, I think my daughter was.
You put a whole potato?
You cut the potato.
Yeah.
You put it on her foot. Then put the sock on it. But you have to monitor because it'll drop your fever real fast. So,
I ain't never heard of nothing. If that was true, they'd be doing it in the hospital.
Y'all help me out on
I ain't
social
never
media.
Heard of putting a good potato that needs to be. Mark.
Yes, y'all help me out. Y'all help me out on social media. The potato on the foot when you have a fever.
Okay, here is. Paulette Jones says Father John's. Did y'all ever have that?
No, I don't.
I didn't have that, but I heard of it. Daphne says chicken noodle soup. Did y'all hot sauce? Oh, hot sauce is definitely a staple. You do not go into an African American if you go into somebody's house and they don't have, and you got to have the right hot sauce.
The right one.
One thing you cannot skimp on is hot sauce. You cannot get store brand hot sauce.
No.
What's yours? What's yours?
Actually, so here's what's funny. I'm agreeing, but I don't keep hot sauce in the house.
See what I mean?
Because I don't fry a lot.
You suspect.
I don't fry a lot of food. I don't fry a lot of food.
So you don't have hot sauce in the house.
We probably do. We probably have what's that bottle? I'm looking at the bottle. The one that's popular here in Buffalo.
Frank's.
Frank's. That's what we have now.
You've been here long enough to know Frank's. You've been here long enough.
Yes.
Talking about you know
I'm looking
Frank's.
at the bottle. I ain't got my glasses. I couldn't see the name.
Danetta said Pepto-Bismol. Definitely.
No.
Definitely. And it stays in the refrigerator for like 3 years.
We were not a Pepto house.
What? Lord, you really suspect right now.
No. So listen, growing up, my grandmother, our staples were cod liver oil and castor oil.
Yeah, I never had that.
And Phillips milk and magnesia.
Yeah, no. Western New York is Pepto-Bismol, and the bad thing is it stayed after you got sick once. Nobody throwing out three quarters or a half, and you get. Here's another thing. Well, in my house, expired stuff in the Lazy Susan. Listen, Monique went to make a cake the other day. Oh gosh, Monique went to make a cake the other day. What's wrong with me? And when I came down, she said it, so now you can start smelling something.
Yes.
So I was like, "Ooh, that cake's smelling good." And I've been off the carbs and off the sweet stuff. So I come down to get a piece. Ain't no cake baking. I said, "Where's the cake?" "Oh no, this expired." I said, "The cake mix is expired?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "How expired is it?" She said, 3 months. I was like, "Girl, if you don't open that cake and make that," she made that cake. That cake was fine. Ain't nothing the matter with that. Now, Yesterday, though, I did have to throw out some brown sugar. That was in it because I had brown sugar on top, but I must have made something with a light brown sugar recipe, and so that never got used again.
And it sounded like
it was like that. How about I know how to make it soft again? You put it in the microwave. So I was like, "Well, I can't make it soft." Till I looked at the expiration date. I must have moved that from the condo to the. I'm not kidding you. It was like 2018, 2019. How about this? I still didn't want to throw it out. The clip that was on the bag had turned yellow.
Oh, God.
The clip turned yellow. Okay? Not yellow, yellow. I did not want to throw that thing out. I promise you, if you go through, my daughter Aisha, when she comes over, she will go through the refrigerator and be like, Dad. Well, when I was single, Dad. And I'm like, what? Why you going to get rid of some taco sauce?
You better make you a taco.
I ain't buying no more.
I ain't gonna lie. My refrigerator is good for a good clean out. I try to do it at least once a month.
So I try to do ours at least once a week, the day before garbage day. So I do get rid of all leftovers, and then that way during the week.
Speaking of leftovers,
what?
Does everyone in your house eat leftovers?
Everybody in my house gonna eat whatever is there. Now Monique doesn't eat a lot, so like yesterday the lasagna, she might have had a little corner. She ate I had made a salad. She ate that. Now, as far as me and the boys, we're probably the biggest eaters in the house. The boys are definitely. Yeah, they will. But like we had a ham on Sunday, and it's still in the refrigerator in the basement. Ain't been touched again. Now I was gonna make some 15-bean soup and put the ham in it, but I think
you do like that military soup.
Yeah, it's good. But it's been there since Sunday, so I don't think I ought to be putting it in anything except the garbage. But I ain't tell you no story. Yesterday, I thought about it. I was like, "Ooh, you could put this in chunks and put that in there." But Rashid said, "Yuck" to Father John's. You know what I'm noticing, Mark? Nobody knows about this potato. Somebody says something about onions on it.
Yeah, they heard about the onion.
I ain't never heard none of this country stuff right here. Rob Cornelius, what's the call-in number? Very important. I don't think we're doing call-ins today. Let me see, Rob. Is this the one with the extension?
Yes.
895-8222, extension 223. 223. Where am I at? My mother used to say drinks with ginger ale if you had anything wrong with. Yep, that's Frank's homeboy. That's right. Somebody, Rashid said Frank's homeboy. Like, get it together, Mark.
I know. I told you I was looking at the bottle. I just couldn't remember the name.
Veronica Ivy said vintage sugar. Oh, she's talking about my sugar.
Yes, vintage.
I'm thinking she's talking about a name brand.
I can't wait till you get to Rashid's last comment.
Even water has an expiration date. No, not in my house.
Mm-mm.
Water?
Yeah. Well, if you buy in like the bottled water, there normally is one.
Best if used by, because what's going to happen? What happens? I mean, if you got a bomb shelter and you got water in it, you're going to keep on going down. It's going to be down there because if it's a bomb, bomb, I'm drinking that water. Don't tell me you cook it with expired food. No, I'm
finish
not.
it. Finish it.
You like a deli store in the Elegant. Oh, no, he didn't.
He disrespectful.
Did he just say that? The place that's got deli stores on top of deli stores over in University District?
Mm-hmm.
I know one store opened up upstairs over another store and put in the elevator. And they ain't have no fresh food in it. Ooh.
They got a two-story
Two-story.
deli store.
And it's two different stores. Deli store one, deli store two.
Oh, God.
Well, I better leave me alone before I put up one of them cameras in this district. Oh, Carla. Oh, Carla, I'm sorry. Carla asked to be on today. Carla, I'm sorry. The funeral messed me up. I just remembered. I'm sorry. No disrespect. Vaseline and peroxide is in everybody. Now, that's the truth.
That's big. That's
facts. Even now.
That's big facts.
You got to have some Vaseline in the house. And did you used to have to put it on? I ain't really put it on my face. I don't remember my mother putting it on my face. But I know a lot of kids, especially in the winter.
And the cold.
They be like, put it on your face.
Protects your face.
Please, I just gave you the number, Rob. 895-8222. It's going to be time to get off the air. 223. But if it doesn't stay long enough to be leftovers, I left over no longer than 2 days.
Now that is kind of true. So my rule is 3. It's 3 days for leftovers.
Well, Jamie Jamie McKinney, my niece says, put a slice of bread in the brown sugar to soften it up. Never heard of that.
Didn't hear about that either.
What's the bread gonna do?
I don't know.
I'm gonna try it. I ain't throw that garbage out yet.
Wait.
I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna use it.
You are not gonna go in that garbage can and get that hard brown sugar.
I'm trying to read these comments because I've got to get up there. If you invite me over, you won't have to worry about leftovers. Owen Steed, the honorable Owen Steed. Owen, you don't eat like that. You wouldn't need all them leftovers. You wouldn't need all them. That's my man. I love Owen. Owen Steed is one of the nicest people I've ever met. He's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
Just a nice guy. Because politics can make you mean. And he's a nice guy. Sandra Scruggs said, I've heard about the potato. Finally. But I want you to notice Sandra says, I heard about it, but Sandra never said she used it.
Try it.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. My next fever, Lord, pray, don't have it. Got to get ready to get off the air. I'm not putting food on my feet. I'm just not. I'm not.
Trying to tell you?
Okay, I'm getting ready to go. My grandmother made me an onion sandwich. Oh,
I had the chicken pox.
I wonder if she cooked it, or can you imagine your grandmother coming up with some raw, like bologna, and you thinking you about to get a sandwich and it's just onions? Okay, here's the last question: mayo or Miracle Whip? Oh, you failed.
No,
you failed.
I'm Miracle Whip. My grandmother used Miracle Whip my whole life.
Mayo.
I'm
Mayo.
Miracle Whip.
Mayo.
I have Miracle Whip.
Mm.
I don't even like.
Okay.
I don't even like the taste of mayo.
Ketchup. Hunt's or Heinz?
Heinz. All day.
Okay. You
all
all right?
day.
You're right.
All day.
Hey, y'all, got to get ready to go. Thank you we just needed to laugh today, and we need more laughter in our life. I mean, sometimes things can get so dark that you just need a break from all the seriousness, from all of the hatred, from all of just things that bring you down. And we just chose out of nowhere. I had some pretty serious stuff. Well, we did talk about snow, talked about other stuff, but then let's just laugh. It's okay to laugh. That's therapeutic too. Might not be as good as ginger, but it's good for the soul. Hobson's, the Doctor of Dry Cleaning, 874 East Delavan Street. Listen, I got to go over there today. I don't want to go over there today. It's so cold, but I got to go over there because I had clothes sitting there for 2 weeks. Got to go. I got to go. I only have so many shirts that will fit my neck. Hug my neck.
I got to go too.
You do too? I'm going today.
Yeah.
Where I'm not trying to go today is, and that's why I'm driving slow, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home. 3 locations to serve you. I ain't trying to mess around right now. No. 347 Peckham, 1275 Sycamore. And, of course, 2528 Bailey in your hour of need. The reason we can laugh is because Brian K. Lewis and Hobson's Dry Cleaner help pay the bills. Listen, until next week, I'm going to throw it over to the station so that they can play these commercials. Until next week, power to the people.